The rain hammered against the corrugated metal of the wrecked atmospheric processor, a relentless percussion against the silence of New Eden. Lieutenant Chen wiped condensation from her visor, her breath misting in the chill air. Sergeant Major Thorne stood motionless, eyes closed, a faint tremor rippling through his frame. "Report, Ray's." Chen snapped, her voice tied with suppressed anxiety. Ray's fumbled with his diagnostics panel, his face pale and slick with sweat. "Still nothing, Lieutenant. The gravimetric distortions are fluctuating wildly. It's like the planet itself is breathing. And the source? Still pinpointing, Lieutenant. It's diffuse, not concentrated like a technological signature, more like an organic bloom." He swallowed hard. "The readings are spiking whenever I get close to the central plaza." Corporal Silver, ever the pragmatist, grunted. "Probably just interference from the slime. This whole planet's a mess." Chen ignored him, her gaze fixed on Thorne. He hadn't responded to her earlier attempts to rouse him. "Sergeant Major, status report." Thorne's eyes fluttered open. They were different. Lighter, almost luminous, lacking the usual sharpness. "Peace," he murmured, his voice strangely placid. "There is peace here." "Sergeant Major, report," Chen repeated, her voice sharper this time. "What are you experiencing?" "Understanding," Thorne replied, a faint smile playing on his lips. "I am becoming." Chen felt a chill crawl down her spine. "Becoming what, Sergeant Major?" He didn't answer, his gaze drifting towards the forest that pressed against the edge of New Eden. "Join us," he whispered, the words barely audible above the rain. "Sergeant Major!" Chen barked, shaking him gently by the shoulder. "Report. Now." He didn't react, his eyes fixed on something she couldn't see. "There is no separation," he continued, his voice rising slightly. "Only unity." Suddenly, a high-pitched whine filled the air, cutting through the rain and the hum of their equipment. Ray's cried out, clutching his head. "The drone! I'm losing it." Chen spun around, her hand instinctively reaching for her pulse rifle. "What's happening, Ray's?" It's being pulled. The signal's weakening. It's like something is absorbing it." Ray's voice cracked with panic. Then silence. The whine stopped abruptly, leaving an unnerving void. "Drone down," Chen stated grimly. "Ray's, try to re-establish contact." Ray's frantically worked at his panel, his face contorted with frustration. "Nothing, Lieutenant. Complete blackout. It's gone." Silver, who had been meticulously cleaning his pulse rifle, looked up, his expression grim. "Something's not right, Lieutenant. Too quiet." He was right. The incessant drumming of the rain seemed to have lessened, creating an almost unnatural stillness. Then they heard it. A rustling in the forest, deeper and more deliberate than the wind could account for. "What was that?" Reese whispered, his voice trembling. Chen raised her rifle, scanning the tree line. "Stay alert." The rustling grew louder, closer. Then they emerged. They were humanoid, but distorted. Elongated limbs, thin and wiry. Skin like polished jade, phosphorescent green in the gloom. Eyes that glowed with an eerie, internal light. Xenos. They moved with a horrifying synchronicity, the limbs bending at unnatural angles. They didn't make a sound save for the soft, sudden movement of their feet on the wet ground. "Xenos contact!" Chen shouted, her voice tight with adrenaline. "Engage!" Silver opened fire, his pulse rifle spitting a stream of emerald energy. The bolts struck the Xenos, but they didn't fall. They merely staggered slightly, their glowing eyes fixed on Bravo 3. "They're resilient," Silver yelled, ducking behind a piece of wreckage, as another volley of Xeno attacks slammed into their position. Ray's frantically worked the controls on his equipment, trying to pinpoint their location. "They're everywhere. The readings are off the charts." Chen returned fire, her movements precise and efficient, but the Xenos were too many. They swarmed from the forest, their movements coordinated, their attacks relentless. "Sergeant Major!" "Status report!" Chen yelled, trying to maintain a semblance of control amidst the chaos. Thorne stood motionless, his eyes still fixed on the Xenos. A strange smile played on his lips. "They are welcoming," he murmured. "They offer peace." One of the Xenos glided towards Thorne, its elongated arm extended. Thorne didn't flinch. He didn't resist. He simply reached out and took the Xeno's hand. Chen felt a surge of cold dread grip her heart. Thorne was changing. His posture seemed to relax, his muscles softening. His eyes, they were becoming like the Xenos, glowing with the same unsettling light. "Sergeant Major!" "Snap out of it!" Chen screamed, desperately trying to break through whatever was happening to him, but it was too late. Thorne turned to face her, his expression serene, almost beatific. "Join us, Lieutenant," he said, his voice now echoing with a strange, otherworldly resonance. "There is no need for conflict, only unity." Chen raised her pulse rifle, her finger tightening on the trigger, but a wave of profound sadness washed over her, a sense of overwhelming loss. She saw not a loyal Sergeant Major, but a vessel, a puppet controlled by an unknown force. Silver took a direct hit from a Xeno blast, his armor vaporizing instantly. He crumpled to the ground, a silent testament to their desperate situation. "Fall back," Chen ordered, her voice strained. "Raise, with me." Raise, his face pale with terror, scrambled to her side. They fought their way towards the wrapped atmospheric processor, desperately trying to create some distance between themselves and the relentless Xeno advance. As they reached the processor, Chen activated her comm unit. "This is Lieutenant Chen, Bravo 3. Priority 1 warning. New Eden colonies under Xeno attack. We need immediate reinforcement. Repeat, Priority 1. New Eden colony." Suddenly, the comm unit went dead. Static filled her ears. She turned to Raze, her expression grim. "Try to re-establish contact. Tell them what's happening." "Tell them then." A blinding white light erupted behind her. A wave of intense heat washed over her, followed by an agonizing pressure in her head. She stumbled, her vision blurring. She felt a strange detachment from her body, as if she were observing herself from a distance. She saw the Xenos closing in, their glowing eyes fixed on her. She saw Raze, screaming in terror, being dragged away into the forest. She saw Thorne standing serenely amidst the chaos, his face illuminated by the eerie green glow of the monolith. Then everything went black. TCDF command Kepler 186, F40400 hours local time. "Lieutenant Chen, do you read?" "Lieutenant Chen, respond." The voice crackled over the comm unit, laced with growing frustration. "Damn it," the duty officer muttered, slamming his fist on the console. "Another lost contact. These Kepler 186 F deployments are getting out of hand.